What can people be doing to be intentional, and especially with boys, raising them up to be men?
Yeah.
Can you talk into that?
Yeah, there's two things I think that come to mind at first. Number one is that from the beginning, Candace and I have been really determined to remind ourselves that we are not raising babies. We're raising men who happen to be babies right now. And I think there are a lot of people who are sort of dismissive to the immaturity of their children because boys will be boys. But the truth is that boys will be men, whether we like it or not. And because we are not training our sons, they are turning into giant sort of man children. I mean, here's what I mean. I grew up without a dad. My father, he died of cancer when I was 8 years old. And years into my marriage, I began to realize that a lot of my views about relationships, romance, and sexuality were shaped, like every boy, when I was 13, 14, 15 years old, when I was first sort of discovering sexuality, when I was noticing girls and girls were noticing me, and, what does that look like? And so who are the people that I was looking up to as a model for manhood when I was a 14-year-old boy? You want to know who it was? It was 17-year-old boys, 18-year-old boys. And so what defined sexuality and romance and relationships for me, it sort of gender relationships for me, was 17-year-old boys, 18-year-old boys, because they had beards and they drove cars and they slept with girls and they had jobs. Like, that was my picture of masculinity. And then suddenly I was a 28, 29-year-old father of two, having to face the fact that a lot of my views about sexuality were shaped by 18-year-old boys, by high school kids. And I think there's many men who are the same way. Their views about sexuality get defined by juniors and seniors in high school, or maybe in college. They're looking at bigger guys and older guys in college, and that's sort of their standard for sexual success or health. And so, they're on in their 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s thinking the way that they thought when they were 17 and 18 years old. And so we have got to understand, I'm not training my kids to be kids. I'm training my kids to be men, and they're kids now. They're in that process. But the end goal is that they would be men of honor and virtue and self-control, that they would use their the unique features of their own masculinity to serve and to protect the people around them, not to dominate or manipulate them. And I think this is one of the issues in our culture, is that we sort of shrug our shoulders and say boys will be boys, and we don't recognize they're not always going to be boys. Like you said, we only have we have 18 summers with our kids before they're who knows where, and frankly, maybe not even that many. As they in a lot of ways have decided which way they want to go at 16, 17 years old, and so we've got to be really intentional. And if I'm honest, man, I think you hear this stuff and you think you've got to have it figured out as a parent immediately and capitalize on it from year one, the first summer. And frankly, what it takes is not a ton of money. It's not, some sort of PhD in parenthood. What it takes to be a successful parent is to take the time and energy to care, and to just make sure your kids feel that you care. And if that's all you do is to just say, I don't have the money to take you to Disney World every year. I don't have the money to fly you around the world and let you get all these exotic experiences. I can't buy you the newest bike or the coolest shoes, but I want to hear how your day went. And I want to include you in my own personal pursuit of the Lord. I want you to see me pray and worship. I want you to see me admit to my wife when I was wrong. I want you to see me take care of and serve my wife. I want to, when my wife comes home with groceries, I want to be out there waiting to help her carry those groceries in. I want to, let her, see the benefits of my strength as a man. I'm going to carry groceries in for her. I want to serve her to the best of my ability. And I think that just sets the framework for our kids to just understand, especially boys, to understand their their place in the world, and why God has made them unique in the ways that he's made them. That, their masculinity isn't to dominate other people. It's not to be aggressive and intense just for the sake of aggressiveness and intensity. It is to bring your strength to the table to serve and protect the women and children that God might put around you. Mm-hmm. And I think that just starts with caring. You don't have to have all the answers or all the money in the world. It just starts with consistently waking up every day and caring about the character of your children, caring about what goes on in their life, giving them a safe place to share their heart, and being willing to share your heart with them as well.
Hey y'all, we hope you loved this conversation. Here at Young Married Christian, we are on a mission to see a gospel-centered home made available for every single child in the foster care system. There are 400,000 kids in the foster care system, and there are 400,000 churches in America. Wow, that is crazy. This is absolutely a solvable problem, and we want to be a part of it. If you want to join us in that mission, text the word freedom to 833-370-1610.
833-370-1610. 833-370-1610.
I just did it.
And another thing you can do that is really helpful is to smash the like button on this video.
Smash it like Satan's face. Crush it like it's Lucifer's head.
It really helps us a ton, so smash that like button, subscribe to this channel.
That's it.
Smash the like button on this video.